Cheevo, guys!
What up, guys? This is
Cheevo, guys!
back here again with another video. First and foremost, thank you to every single one of you guys for supporting the channel. I just hit 5,000 subscribers just before my son was born, actually. If you want a quick summary on how I got to this milestone, first and foremost, I couldn't have done it without you guys, my fans, and all of the achievement and trophy hunters in the community. Other than that, I've posted just over 600 videos in about 1 year and 3 months, that being because my first upload was just about 15 months ago. Now, besides putting a ton of time and energy into making 600 videos, I've also done my due diligence to make sure that the channel is branded professionally. You know, I've had a professional intro and outro since the beginning. I know some of you guys don't like it, but I know others love it. And while we're on the topic, I'll go ahead and let you guys know it's meant to be more annoying. It's meant to be catchy. It's meant to get stuck in your head so that you're just sitting at work saying Cheevo guides for no reason. But also, fun fact, it's actually inspired by the EA Big intro.
EA Sports!
But yeah, anyway, I've had the intro since the beginning. I've had the professional outro since the beginning. I've also been doing the professional thumbnails since the beginning. If you guys don't know already, I'm a professional graphic designer. So I've used my graphic design skill set, you know, in effort to, again, brand my channel professionally. That, and I was able to, you know, edit videos pretty fast just because I already edit videos professionally. So I feel like that's one of the biggest speed bumps that people run into when trying to dive into being a YouTuber or a creator, is that they have trouble editing videos or editing, you know, them fast enough to put out a steady stream of content. And yeah, I'm able to edit videos pretty fast just because, again, I'm a professional graphic designer. Anyways, guys, I dive into a lot of personal things in the last video. If you guys haven't watched it yet, if you guys are interested to know a bit about me and why I'm trying to, you know, run this channel more like a business moving forward, I recommend watching that video. It's called I'm Officially a Dad, and how it's going to affect my channel. Besides that, guys, let's go ahead and dive into this main announcement. So as I had mentioned before in previous videos and posts on Twitter, I've always said I was going to wait until I got 5,000 subscribers to finally launch a Patreon. You know, for the past few months, I've been getting comments here and there saying, hey, do you have a Patreon? Hey, I would support on Patreon if you had one, things like that. Well, I finally hit 5,000 subscribers because of you guys, so I finally went ahead and put some time into launching a Patreon. Alright, well, first things first, you may not know what Patreon is, so let's answer that for you guys. What is a Patreon? So I went ahead and Googled it for you guys, and it says Patreon is an American membership platform that provides business tools for content creators to run a subscription service. It helps creators and artists earn a monthly income by providing rewards and perks for their subscribers. Now, first and foremost, guys, feel free to continue watching my videos for free. Ultimately, that's what I got into this community for, was just to put some content out there, help everybody get those 1,000 gamer score completions and platinum trophies, that, and help the achievement and trophy community move forward. Personally, it's just got to a point in my life where, as I mentioned in my last video, I just had a baby boy and my time is just worth a lot more, and the time that I put into this channel heavily outweighs the amount of money that I make off of it. So I'm trying to continue running this channel as a business moving forward, you know, creating different streams of income, things like that, in effort to continue to deliver a ton of content for you guys. So first things first, I've created this for all of the people that have requested it, for the people that actually find enough value in my content to want to donate on a monthly basis. So please do not feel pressured to contribute your hard-earned money to my channel. Obviously, every dollar helps support the channel. That's why I've decided to make the Patreon. However, please only donate if you have disposable income. If you are low on funds, I would encourage you to please save your money. On the other hand, if you do have disposable income and you appreciate the work that I put into my videos, then I do really appreciate your support via Patreon. Now, before I dive into the different tiers and what comes along with those tiers, I want to give a shout out to the first 7 people that signed up as patrons. I had posted it on Twitter that I was going to be making this video, and a few people already signed up. So huge shout out to the first 7 people that subscribed as patrons. As I've mentioned in previous videos, I believe content creators should have 100% transparency with their supporters. That's why I tell you guys how much I make off of my channel. And these 7 supporters on Patreon have already totaled up for $105 a month in additional income that's going to help me, keep the grind going with these videos. Because ultimately, I support a family of 4 and I only have so much time in the day. And the more money I make off of this, the more that I can prioritize it. So huge shout out to Tim G84 and AOJ, aka Jason Grandshire. Both of these gentlemen signed up for the biggest fan tier, which is $30 a month. So that's huge support towards the channel. Other than that, we have other supporters, including Shadow132, Peter, aka Ghostly Shinobi, Robert, aka I'm the Crew, Jeremy, aka Red047, and then finally China Boy M. These were my first 7 patrons. I'll dive into more about shoutouts and things like that are included with the Patreon subscriptions. But first and foremost, I have tiers starting off at just $1, guys. It says the $1 Club. It says, want to buy me 2 tacos from Jack in the Box? This will do it. Every dollar counts. This gives you access to the Patreon feed. Now, the Patreon feed may or may not include random codes for games if you can keep up or keep on the post notifications for Patreon, which is pretty good chances considering there's only 7 people signed up. So yeah, my first post on Patreon was simply just a thank you and welcome to the Patreon feed, and I had included a free game code below. Or another example is my second post was I had got a bunch of codes from a developer for a brand new free-to-play game coming out on October 21st called Tech Wars Global Conflict. I'd got like 10 codes or something like that. So the first thing I did was I messaged all of my Patreon supporters and I sent them all a code for the game, early access of course, and they were able to play the game early. So there are a ton of advantages to simply being signed up as a Patreon subscriber, even in the $1 tier. Next, we have the $3 Club. It says you want to buy me a Red Bull? I drink one almost every day, so every dollar counts. Huge shout out to Red Bull, I guess, even though they're not a sponsor. Maybe one day, #goals. So the $3 Club also gives you access to the Patreon feed. You're just willing to contribute a few more dollars. Next, we have the $5 tier, which is the Giveaway Club. It says you want to buy me lunch? I could really go for a slice of pizza right now. How about I return the favor? In this tier, you get access to exclusive Patreon giveaways plus the Patreon feed. Now, when I say Patreon giveaways, these are separate from the random codes that I leave in the Patreon feed. So as you guys can see, a lot of the Patreon supporters are going to end up with free codes. That's just because the developers send me extra codes sometimes, and I'd much rather give them to my loyal supporters that support me on Patreon rather than giving them to someone randomly entering, giveaways on Twitter. Anyway, the next tier is called the Homies Club. It's an $8 a month tier, and it says, you want to buy me a pack of Red Bull? If so, I love you. But really, we should be homies. Join this tier and I'll give you my personal Instagram to follow. So as most of you guys know, I haven't exactly revealed my face on this channel yet. So if you're interested in, seeing what I'm like in real life, or if you want to add me on my personal Instagram, if you join this tier on Patreon, I'll go ahead and follow you back. And you can see what I look like, things like that, see what's going on in my personal life. I just ask that you keep that information to yourself and you don't post my personal information or pictures out there. Anyways, guys, so next tier is the Loyal Supporter Club, which is the $10 a month tier. Now, real quick, as you guys can imagine, as you upgrade in tiers, they include all of the benefits of the previous tiers. So that last one also includes the exclusive giveaways, Patreon feed, etc. So the Loyal Supporter Club, $10 a month. It says, are you a loyal supporter? Do you want to have your name in the description of my video, inking your name in Cheevo Guide's history? So as it says, you get your name in the video description. You also get to add me on Instagram. It gives you access to exclusive Patreon giveaways and the Patreon feed. And then next we have the Day One Club. This one is $15 a month, and it says, are you a Day One supporter? Do you want to have your name in the description and ending of my video, inking your name in Cheevo Guides history? In this one, you get your name at the end of the video. So moving forward, I'm going to have a slide at the end of all of my videos, and anybody that pays for this tier will have their name in that slide, and they'll forever be at the end of that video or video guide. You also get your name in the description as well as the previous benefits in previous tiers. And then finally, we have the $30 tier. Again, shout out to Tim G84 and AOJ for signing up to this tier. This is definitely the best way to support my channel. I do not take your guys' support for granted. This one says, are you my biggest fan? Do you want me to shout you out at the end of every video, inking your name in Cheevo Guides history? So this one includes 3 different types of shout outs. I'm actually going to verbally shout you out at the end of each video guide. I'm also going to put you in the slide at the end of the video and in the description of each of the videos, as long as you continue to support on Patreon, of course. That also includes all of the benefits from the prior tiers. So yeah, guys, that's a breakdown of Patreon, my Patreon specifically, and how it works. You can support starting even at the $1 tier, and if you have enough disposable income, you can choose to support even up to $30 a month. Now, as I mentioned before, I get a ton of extra codes from developers for giveaways or for my community. So I'm going to go ahead and hook the first 50 people that sign up as patrons with a free game. Not a game of your choice, but just a game that I have an extra code for. I probably have extra codes for about 50 or so games right now. So if you sign up, I'll make sure to DM you on Patreon with a free game code. If you happen to have that game, I'll make sure that you get a game code that you don't have, because in my book, a winner's a winner. I always say that during contests, like if you follow me on Twitter, for instance, and if you've ever won a game code off of me and you happen to own that game, I always make sure that that person gets a game code. So regardless of what you own, I'll make sure that you get a free game once you sign up. Just a little gift from me to you for being a loyal supporter. And another quick tip before I go, if you do happen to support me or any other creator on Patreon, I highly recommend that you download the Patreon application just so that you can get post notifications with Patreon, and also you have easy management of your Patreon DMs. Just because if you're supporting a creator, more than likely they may DM you here and there with different benefits or messages. So the last thing that I want to happen is you sign up, help me, by supporting on a monthly basis, and then I DM you a free game and you never see it because you never downloaded the Patreon application, or maybe the emails that are notifying you of the Patreon message are going to your junk mail or something like that. So just make sure that you download the Patreon app if you do decide to support, just because I've found that that's the best way to take advantage of all of the Patreon benefits. And just so you guys know, my goal is to evolve the Patreon as time progresses, just because, eventually I want to add additional benefits like maybe exclusive videos, chances for free merch, things like that. But yeah, guys, if you guys watch this video all the way to the end, I truly appreciate your support. I'm about to get back at it with the video guides after this video, so I really appreciate you having the patience to make it through 2 personal videos, that being the I'm officially a dad video and then the Patreon announcement. But it's really just because these events fell back to back. The birth of my son and reaching 5,000 subscribers was pretty much the same day, so that's why these videos are back to back. So again, I appreciate you tuning in for 2 videos that aren't necessarily guides or walkthroughs. That means that you are a true supporter, especially if you're on Patreon. Again, shouts out to the 7 people that already signed up. As always, I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment and don't forget to like and subscribe.